You're listening to Sportscaster.com's Open Mic, the podcast. Johnny Kane, Cooper Schoenberg, Carter Lutz coming to you from Franklin Hills Country Club. And the reason we're on location is because the PGA Tour announced here recently they're going to have a new structure, a new play format beginning the 2028 season. So it got us thinking. I think it's
golf claps. Golf claps.
We thought about doing the entire podcast just like this.
Yeah.
Which might be better.
We got the mics. And just talk slow. Wow. I think they did that on the Tigers broadcast once as well.
The West Michigan Whitecaps.
That's right.
Dan Hasty and the Whitecaps, they did like a Masters thing.
Shout out that.
But for the sake of our viewers, we'll up it up just a notch or two. So basically, the way it's going to be structured now is you're going to have two legitimate tiers to the tour: Championship Tour, and then you have the Challenger Tour, or the Challenger Series. So I think what it does basically kind of clarifies everything. You have a clear delineation. You have the top players that will be playing on the Championship Tour, about 23, 24 events a year, $20 million purse money, which is huge. And then on the Challenger Series, you're going to have, fewer events, $4 million purses, but you're going to have basically structure and a clear delineation between like the best players playing every weekend and then the guys that are still like on the come up, kind of like Premier League.
Exactly. Like Champions League. Yeah, exactly.
Like in soccer. So I think it's going to be good. Again, this won't take effect until 2028, but would you say, you guys like the game of golf, obviously.
Love it.
Would you say, love it?
Yeah, love and hand.
That's all we do.
We're
not Sportscaster, we're on the course.
You're out here on the course getting better. Would you say, like, how many tournaments a year is it appointment television for you to come home and watch, like on the weekend?
Well, no doubt about it, the four majors along with the players. That's 5 off the bat. You get a little Ryder Cup sprinkled in every 2 years.
Even some Travelers.
Of course, the Travelers, the Rocket. I'd say close to 12.
Okay.
I think I'm locked in
That's
for.
a good number.
And even if I'm not locked in, I'm following the leaderboard. And always following the leaderboard, I think that's what brings us to this new format in 2028 is that the leaderboard's going to be better and better. And it's been a little frustrating the last couple of years, obviously, with Live happening, a couple of the main guys leaving. Now you're just going to see better names up there, not people that I have to look up and see who they are because I don't even know who they are yet. But this is exciting stuff. And I'd say probably 12 tournaments a year I'm in for.
Yeah, that's good. You?
I just think it's one of those things where soccer's the most popular sport in the world, so why not take a page out of their book where you have the Premier League and then you have the Champion League. Not champions, but Champion League. And sometimes you get relegated and then you get promoted up. And I think it's just a good way to incentivize those not worse, lesser players than a Scotty or anyone that's at the cream of the crop with Rory, and just to get you to go up and move up the ranks, and you're playing for these different purses, and it makes the upper echelon tier that much more competitive and that much more tighter, and the cut line drops a little bit from halfway to that big pool to now we're just going to be seeing, however many they move to in 2028. Right. But I think it's a great idea, and I think it's one of those things where, just like baseball, it's a slow sport, and you got to keep people engaged and active and really wanting and on the edge of their seat, and that's something that you kind of have to do and move through a new rule. With ABS and baseball and the pitch clock, now you have this. And so I think that just is going to make a lot more people, maybe that number goes from 12 to 18, and they're going to be tuning into the Genesis Invitational and the Rocket, and well, RIP the Rocket, but all these different things. I just think it's really good for the sport of golf that we love.
Yeah, I think to your point, you're always going to have rules modifications. And again, I think from a viewership standpoint, you're just going to accentuate best players at a more specific number of tournament events where you say, okay, we know who we're dialing into. You mentioned the Rocket Classic. So that started in 2019. So that's how it impacts us here in Detroit Golf Club.
Shout out.
This will be the last year, and that's coming up at the end of July, early part of August. But, part of the deal is if you want to be, like a naming sponsor, presenting sponsor, that's a lot of money involved. And the Rocket would probably fall into that second tier group where you're not going to have the best players in the world guaranteed to come to your city every year. So, again, clear delineation. If you're playing on the Championship Tour, you're not playing on the Challenger Series and vice versa. Challenger, you got to earn your way in, much like Premier League soccer. From a standpoint of when you go out and play with your boy, I wanted to ask you guys, since we're here to golf. So, and we played one time at Franklin Hills last year. If you're playing with your buddies, okay, let's say there's a couple of bucks on a hole. You hit your ball, he goes to his and his cart or whatever. Yours is out there, in the first cut. any issue with fluffing it up a little bit, or are you going straight honesty?
He's the guy to ask, I think.
Oh, I'm a fluffer.
He's Mr.
All right,
Fluff.
come on, because here's the thing. While you got these guys on the PGA Tour, and now whether up top, Corn Ferry College, whatever it may be, there's no fluffing. But when you got a 22-something-year-old kid playing $5 skins a hole, it carries over, so now this puppy's worth 20.
Right.
Best believe I'm gonna fluff it up just a little bit. Okay, we're not gonna pick it up and place it. We're not gonna move it from the bunker out or fairway, rough from fairway. Yeah, I'll give a little so that it can just fly. Maybe I'll club down a little bit. We got wind in the back right now, if you can see it. And yeah, I'm gonna fluff her up. You? He's more honest than me.
I'm more honest. I don't have an opinion.
Maybe it's karma because I'm the worst golfer of the two.
I think
that's why he's a single digi, and so
Player
maybe this is
lies,
God, the karma god's punishing me. But I'm gonna do it, and I don't care. And if it puts a little extra cash in my pocket, then so be it.
I feel like you're the tide decision here.
Yeah.
What do you
I feel
think?
like, if I'm out playing, like if I'm playing with my guys or whatever, I do take more of an approach on, like kind of like winter rules. It's like, well, let me just give it a little nudge. Let me get a good ball strike out here. I paid a little bit of money. I want to enjoy my round. And if it's buried in there, now again, if it was a tournament type atmosphere, it'd be different. But if you're just out there playing with your boys, I say it's okay. Now, I would probably want to go over that with my playing partner before the round, rather than, you roll up and next thing you know, like let's say he's behind a tree. And to your point,
that's where it gets out of hand.
I know, that's where it gets out of hand.
If I'm OB, I'm not doing the, I found it. Oh, this is crazy. Well, what's your pocket doing sticking out? That's where it gets a little much.
One of the new USGA rules, we always say like, you get a club length,
Yeah.
Well, now they're going length of a scorecard. Did you see that?
No.
So now if you're back, now you got to fold that, make sure you get that that flap out.
Yeah.
So now we might be more looking at this.
Okay.
Because if you had a club length either way, that's like 96 inches or something where you could go either way around a tree, which could make a world of difference.
Yeah.
So that would be a rule that I think when viewers are watching at home, you might see more of, like that would be
Put
something.
The scorecard down.
Yeah. As
Length
opposed
it
to
out.
where,
I like that.
Not bad. That's fair.
That's not bad.
Everyone's got different
Golf's
size
changing,
clubs.
man. It's changing, and
Keeping
it's
up with
changing for the better.
times.
Okay, so you feel like you understand rules pretty well?
Of the game, pretty well.
Pretty well.
It can get a little shaky.
I think you have a nominal understanding of the rules.
We
Okay,
both
so
play varsity golf.
yeah.
We can take that. We know it.
So I wanted to go through just a couple just to see, and then see how close we are.
Okay.
All right, and we'll start with you.
All right.
Okay. As you address your ball on the tee, you accidentally bump it, falls off the tee, right?
Yeah.
And your playing partner's like, that's one. Can you re-tee it without penalty, or did that cost you a stroke?
If it doesn't pass the tee, like the two tees, I think you can re-tee it. I think you can
You're
re-tee
talking
it.
about the two things on each
Yeah,
side?
yeah.
I'm going to agree with him.
So it's not even that specific. It's not even that specific.
If it doesn't leave the tee box, you can re-tee it.
Basically, yeah, unless you were intending to make a stroke. We see it all the time. Guys like waggling over it
just,
forever, and then all of a sudden
somebody
tips it
makes
off,
the
and then-
dad joke. Yeah, I got
exactly.
it. Okay.
So as long as you weren't attempting to make a stroke, re-tee it, no penalty.
So re-tee, done.
Everybody remember that.
That's
all
one
right?
for one.
So that's good. Okay, very good. Okay, there's a sprinkler head between your ball and the green. So let's say if you're just here off the fringe. Sprinkler head between your ball and the green about 5 yards away on your line of play. You're thinking about putting, but the sprinkler head would be in the way. Can you take free relief since you're dealing with an immovable obstruction?
I would think yes. I would think yeah. With the sprinkler head, whether it's that,
I'm going to go no.
you got to hit it off the sprinkler head.
No, because you're not in the sprinkler head, right?
Correct.
So you still have the option to chip it, sack up and do it.
That's it.
Chip it.
That's it.
Yeah.
I don't care what you wanted to do, Carter, okay?
Yeah.
No
Texas
relief
watch.
without penalty. Your course can enact a local rule. You can have some relief there, but if you're like in a closely mown area and there's a sprinkler head there, but if you intended to punt it, well, guess what? Grab your chipper, grab your wedge, and get out there and chip it.
Yep.
Okay, very good. All right, that'll do it from Franklin Hills.
Yep.
Carter Lutz, Cooper Schoenberg.
Almost just got arrested at the Own Country Club.
I appreciate it as always. You've been listening to Open Mic, the podcast.